SpaceTime with Stuart Gary.
A Russian Soyuz FG rocket has successfully launched into space from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in the Central Asian Republic of Kazakhstan, carrying 3 new Expedition 49 crew members to the International Space Station.
So the first umbilical tower separating. We heard the ground propellant feed's been terminated. The Soyuz now on internal power.
Launch command issued for ignition. Second umbilical tower separate.
The second umbilical tower has retracted. The engine's firing now, going up to flight speed and liftoff. Shane Kimbrough, Sergei Ryzhikov, and Andrei Borisenko blasting off from Kazakhstan, making their way towards the International Space Station.
15 seconds.
Getting good calls from the teams out in Baikonur. Everything looking nominal or normal throughout the flight so far. The first stage of the Soyuz delivering 930,000 pounds of thrust from those 4 strap-on boosters and single-core engine, which are now rocketing over the Kazakh steppe. The first stage measuring 68 feet in length and 24 feet in diameter. It's going to be burning that liquid fuel for the first 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Velocity of the craft now over 1,100 miles per hour. The next major milestone will be the jettison of the escape tower, that coming at about 114 seconds. And the Soyuz spacecraft already well in excess of 1,000 miles an hour, rocketing towards space, continuing to get good performance calls from the ground engineers in the launch bunker. All of the different parameters on the Soyuz rocket continuing to look nominal or normal.
First stage separation.
And so the first stage, those 4 strap-on boosters at this point have been jettisoned, completing their job and dropping away. The Soyuz already at an altitude of about 28 statute miles, traveling in excess of 3,350 miles per hour. Again, the core stage, or the second stage, is going to continue to burn. Getting confirmation the launch shroud has been jettisoned, that protective shroud around the Soyuz spacecraft.
Launch shroud.
So the Soyuz now exposed. The second stage continuing to fire.
Second stage thruster is operating nominally, and the crew is feeling good.
Everything looking good with the second stage. Soyuz now traveling at a speed of about 4,700 miles per hour. And the core stage performing as expected. It's 56 feet in length, 13.5 feet in diameter. That single engine with 4 fuel chambers, providing between 178,000 and 222,000 pounds of thrust, depending on where they're at in the Earth's atmosphere. Second stage going to continue to burn until the 4-minute 43-second mark. At that point, they're going to do what's known as a hot stage, where the third stage will ignite while the second's still burning. This is why the Soyuz has that small open grating area in between the second and the third stage. Just past 4 minutes into the flight now, continuing to get good calls, everything looking normal with this ascent. Again, the whole process today going to take about 8 minutes 45 seconds from that liftoff until the Soyuz is in its initial orbit.
YPR nominal, and everything nominal on board, and the crew is feeling good.
And standing by shortly for the ignition of the third stage and the jettison of the second. And with that, the third stage ignition confirmed. The core booster now separated and at an altitude of over 105 statute miles. So that third stage single engine now providing 67,000 pounds of thrust, burning for 4 minutes and 2 seconds, is going to deliver the Soyuz into its initial orbit.
The crew is feeling good. 330 seconds, and third stage thruster is operating nominally. Everything nominal on board. Copy. 350 seconds, nominal flight. Everything nominal.
And it's already been over 6.5 minutes since liftoff, which happened right on time at 3:05 a.m. Central Time, 2:05 p.m. over in Baikonur, now powered by that single third stage engine. This is going to continue to burn until about the 8-minute 45-second mark, so about 1 minute and 40 seconds from now. And then once the third stage delivers the Soyuz into its initial orbit, the module separates. It'll execute all of those pre-programmed commands to prepare it for all of its on-orbit operations, extending the solar arrays and all of the necessary navigation and communication antennas.
We copy. All parameters are normal. And the crew is feeling good. Thruster operation stable.
Seeing the telltale jolt and getting confirmation the third stage has separated, Soyuz now flying free. Already getting confirmation the solar arrays have deployed, sounding like the navigation antennas as well. Getting confirmation from the visiting vehicle officer here in Houston, the solar arrays and all antennas now deployed. Soyuz ready for on-orbit operation.
The Roscosmos Soyuz MSO-2 capsule docked with the space station's Russian Poisk module 2 days later, allowing the team to join the existing 3 Expedition 49 crew members on station for an expected 4-month stay on the orbiting outpost. It'll be a busy time for the crew, with more than 250 experiments to be conducted covering biology, earth sciences, human research, physical sciences and technology development. The crew are also expected to welcome no fewer than 5 resupply spacecraft during their stay. The first will be on Sunday, when the first orbital ATK Cygnus cargo ship arrives, carrying over 2.3 tons of science and research equipment, as well as crew supplies and hardware. The Cygnus flight launched last Monday on Orbital's newly redesigned Antares rocket from NASA's Wallops Island Flight Facility on the Virginia Atlantic coast.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cygnus lifting off on top of its Antares rocket on its mission to deliver supplies and science to the International Space Station.
The flight was the first Cygnus Antares launch since Orbital's October 2014 disaster, which saw an Antares rocket crash back to Earth just 15 seconds into the mission. The failure was eventually traced back to a faulty turbo pump on one of the main stage's 2 Russian AJ-26 motors. The AJ-26 motors were refurbished NK-33 engines originally built in the early 1970s by the Soviet Union. Monday's launch was the first to use 2 of the new RD-181 rocket engines. The RD-181 is based on the Russian Angara RD-191 engine, originally developed as a single-chamber version of the RD-170 motors used on Russia's Zenit and Energia rockets, and the twin-chambered RD-180 used on the United Launch Alliance's Atlas V rocket. Included in the Cygnus shipment are payloads that'll study fires in space, the effect of lighting on sleep and daily circadian rhythms, collection of health-related data, and a new way to measure neutrons. Meanwhile, a Japanese cargo ship's expected to arrive on station in December. It'll be delivering new lithium-ion batteries designed to replace the nickel-hydrogen batteries currently used to store electricity generated by the space station's solar arrays. The Expedition 49 and 50 crew members are also scheduled to receive SpaceX's 10th Dragon cargo supply ship, that's if they can find a rocket to launch it following the Falcon 9 disaster, and 2 Russian Progress cargo ships, each carrying several tons of food, fuel, supplies and research equipment.